Hey guys, for the fourth and final installment in this series of HG G-Unit kit reviews, we're going to be taking a look at the Gundam Griepe. This is a pretty cool one, and like with the Hydra Gundam, it's in a little bit larger box. The Esculapius and the LO booster are in a little bit smaller box. The Hydra and the Gundam Griepe here are in a little bit larger boxes, so they're going to be slightly more expensive. I think these were still around 1,000 yen for them, so they're pretty cheap kits. And they're old kits. Once again, these are from 1997, this series of G-Unit HG kits. So they're not new by any means, but this is a new production run of them. So if you did want to get your hands on them, they are now currently available, finally. A lot of them were not available for a while, as Bandai didn't produce them for a while, but now they are. So if you want to get your hands on them, now's a good chance. And so that's why I wanted to take the chance to review them and share these with you guys. So, and this also fits into the G season theme that we're doing for this summer. So anything G-Unit, Reconquista, G Gundam, anything like that G related, we're sharing using the G season hashtag. So check that out if you want to see what G season related stuff people are working on. But for now, let's take a look at what is basically like the Gundam Deathscythe of the G-Unit series, because it's got like the big folding wings, and it's got like a beam weapon, which is not exactly a beam scythe, but it's kind of pretty similar. So it does have a very similar vibe to the Deathscythe here. But let's just take a look around the box here, shall we? So once again, there's some really cool box art here on the front for this, and it's sporting the blue Bandai logo and the Gundam Wing Comics G-Unit series logo up there at the tops. Just some new changes to the box art for the most recent production run. And then down here on the bottom of the box, this is number 05 in the line of HG G-Unit kits. On the side of the box here, you can see what the kit is going to look like when it's all built and painted up. It looks pretty nice there. I love those big folding wings on it, and just the weapon does also look pretty cool as well. So it's got a really cool, unique look to it. Well, I should say unique in that it definitely looks very similar to the Deathscythe, but other than that, I mean, it's still a relatively unique look for this. And the transformation is pretty unique as well. Over here you can see the mobile armor mode is basically the wings fold up, and basically like the top half turns into what looks like sort of like a flying aircraft. Well, and the legs don't change at all, so it just got legs hanging off the bottom of it. So it looks very strange, but that's we'll check out, see what the transformation looks like here shortly. And then there's just a look at the beam lance and the shields that you can use, and just some detail shots there. It looks pretty nicely detailed, I will say. And then around on the other side, there's a look at some of the other model kits in the line. The 01, the Geminis kit, which we skipped, and then the Esculapius, the LO booster, and the Hydra there as well. Now yes, of course, Bandai did recently make a new version of the Geminis, making a proper new modernized HG Geminis that just recently came out as a P-Bandai kit. I won't be getting that kit and reviewing it just because I don't really like the design of the Geminis. That's why I didn't pick up the older version either. But I do really like a lot of the designs of these other ones in the series, so hopefully Bandai will do some more other than just the Geminis in a new version. That way we can compare it, the old kit versus the new kit, if that eventually comes out. But in the meantime, let's check out the Gundam Griepe here. So inside here we've got 3 bags of runners and also an instruction manual. And I'll just point out something right off the bat that I'm noticing. That color of that runner is like a light green color, sort of similar to like the Rigazi, or like it's like the Rigazi kind of color. And it definitely looks very white here in the manual, and in all the artwork it looks white, so I'm not really sure why that is. But anyway, here on the front of the manual, we've got a painted sample build there for your reference. So you can see how that's meant to look when it's all painted up and its official colors and everything. It looks pretty nice. On the back side, another image of what the transformed state looks like, the mobile armor mode there, where it's just flying along and with the legs just hanging off it. Pretty silly. And then just a backside of what the kit looks like again when it's all painted up. The color guide is over here, and then opening it up to the center, once again we've got more about the mobile suit there, again all in Japanese, some detail images down there about some of the weapons and stuff. And then over here in the comic file, we've got a nice illustration of the Gundam there, as well as some images from the manga, so you can see just some images of the Gundam Griepe there in action. And it certainly does look very cool. So, alright, so for the parts list here, you just got, once again, 1, 2, 3 big runners of parts, and then just goes through the construction here to the final assembly, and then it just shows you how to do the transformation here at the back for that. pretty simple again for the transformation of these. Well, let's get a look at the runners. So here is the foil sticker sheet, and once again, it's pretty substantial with a lot of foil stickers on there for a lot of little color corrections to be made on this, but again, shouldn't come as any surprise at this point. We do have quite a few of those to put on. And then this small little sheet of marking stickers as well, so it's just some generic caution markings on there, and then you got this cool like Earth with wings logo there that goes right on the front of the chest, so it's a pretty cool logo for this one. And once again, Polycap Runner 115 here, but just in normal gray color, and once again we have 2 of this, like with the Hydra, so again, lots of polycaps. And the A runner here, so while the Polycap runner does have the polycap hands on it, we do also have some open hand options here on the A runner as well, but these do also seem to be in the softer plastic, maybe not quite as soft as the polycaps, but again, some soft plastic there for the hands in gray. You got the beam effect part there in clear orange, which looks really nice, and then some dark blue over here on the side, and then the main color, which I think is kind of supposed to be white, but is in a very light green there for the main color of the armor there. Runner B is all here just in blue, and it's a very blue looking blue. There you go, so there's all those parts. And finally, runner C here is in a really dark blue for basically the wings and the feet and a couple other parts around there on the body as well. But alright guys, so there it is. This is the 4th kit in this series of reviews, so we should have a pretty good idea of what to expect, but still, as always, looking forward to seeing how this looks once it's all put together. So again guys, check out the link down below to USA Gundam Store if you want to check out any of these kits or anything else there on the site. You can save 10% off everything there on the store using my coupon code down below, so check that out. And let me get this built up and then we'll see how he's looking. Alright, so here he is, and definitely some very interesting design aspects going on here. I didn't really notice this before, but now we're noticing that the head, like the sides of the head, sort of look like some sort of like Greek helmet or something like that, sort of like Spartan helmet or something. Anyway, of course you got the big DeathsCythe style wings on there as well too, which do look pretty cool. They do throw off the balance a little bit. He is kind of back heavy, so you may notice the standing pose is going to be leaning to the front a little bit just to counteract that, but that's just for doing a straight up standing pose here. Doing action posing, we'll see how it holds up, and I'll try getting it up on an action base, but again, these don't really have an action base connector, and the way that the hip is styled on this one, I don't think I'll be able to get this up on an action base, kind of even using like the fork adapter, because it's got such a unique hip structure there, but I'll try my best. Anyway, it's a cool design, suffering pretty much the same pros and cons, or suffering and enjoying the same pros and cons as the other kits in the line so far. It's got some nice detail on there, it's got a ton of seam lines though, a lot of color correcting stickers, but a really cool unique style, so let's check it out. So let's just go over the stickers here, starting off at the head. You got eye stickers, of course, as well as a black sticker there on the chin, black sticker here on the top of the head, red sticker here on the front of the head, on the front of the shoulder vents there, gold stickers there, blue stickers here, little black sticker there for the cockpit hatch, a little black sticker here to cover up this part in the center of the crotch there, gold stickers here on the side of the arm, the side of the shoulder, side of the legs here and here, little gold stickers there as well. On these bits on the side of the leg, gold stickers there on the front and or on the left and right, inside and outside of those, and then on the backpack you got gold, 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 gold stickers there, little metallic red sticker there for like the kind of eye of that as well. And as you can see, I placed the marking stickers around in different areas on the kit as well. Those don't really have a guide except for like this main marking there. The rest of them are just like up to you to use wherever you like, so I just placed a few around here and there just so you guys can get a look at how those are looking on the kit. But then let's go through the articulation here. So it's going to be pretty much the same like the other ones. You got the head articulation up and down a little bit. This one does have seems like a slightly bit more upward movement than the rest of them though. As for the torso section, you're not really going to have anything other than just some rotation there at the midsection. The same thing with the arms too. Those are just attached via pegs, so you can just rotate those around. They're not on a ball joint or anything. You can raise the arm up to about 90 degrees. Actually, that's probably the best upward movement of the arms that we've seen in these so far. And then the rest of the arm is going to be pretty standard rotation there at the bottom of the bicep. Single joint there in the elbow, giving you just under 90 degrees basically. And then the hand, the polycap hands here, are just on ball joints as well. With this kit too, we do also get the option of open hands here, which are kind of okay, but still not really that great. No skirting armor to speak of course, on this, so upward movement of the leg shouldn't be too much of a problem. And then you got some knee bend here, giving you a little bit more than 90 degrees, so not a bad knee bend for that. It is a double joint there, so you're actually able to utilize that pretty well. You got these big pointy knee parts, seam lines down the middle of the leg, of course. Oh, and another sticker I forgot, a little red sticker down there as well. The ankles are on a ball joint that can swing back and forth, so forward and back movement of that is actually pretty good. Side to side, you got a little bit of that, so the movement of that also not too bad. Seam line down the middle of the foot there as well, of course. As for the backpack here, the middle section and the wings are kind of separate parts, so this middle section can kind of move up and down, but that's just for the transformation, which we'll cover in a moment. And these wing bits also can move up and down here at this point, and then you have a bend there in the middle where those can move a little bit forward and back as well, and then this hanging bit off here can also move a little bit there also. These parts also open up, but again, that's for the transformation for those to move around like that. So while we're on the topic, let's just talk about the transformation here for this. And we're going to start off by removing the head, because you need to do that, and taking this whole backpack section, swinging it all up around there like that. This little fin here on there is gonna swing forward, gonna bring this whole section down to go up over where the head was previously. And the wing is gonna fold up over the shoulder. You need to bring this part out and close this part up. Move the arm up so it's contained up inside the wing there. Close this up around the arm like so. And so there you go. So you can see the wings fold up to hide at least the top half of the Gundam pretty convincingly there. I mean, you can see the arms from the back, but from the front, I mean, it's all pretty well hidden. But then it's just got the legs just kind of dangling off the bottom, which looks kind of silly. Once you angle those, pointing them backwards, you guys also rotate these parts here on the side of the leg, pointing everything back like that. You also have these kind of like turbine detail parts in there, which do look pretty nice for that. But I guess that's pretty much it, how it's kind of supposed to look like that. Again, pretty corny, pretty silly. The legs do point, back pretty well. Like I said, the ankle articulation is pretty good to get the feet pointed straight back, and then these parts pointed forward. I mean, it's sort of interesting, but it still looks a bit goofy. But anyway, there's how the transformation looks. What's there, of course, is its main weapon accessory there. That's beam spear, and it's pretty cool. I like the shape of that. It's a nice weapon. The actual spear itself is very thin. I don't know. It seems like maybe a little bit too thin. It's a bit like a toothpick, but the effect part looks pretty cool. It's a nice bright orange as well. And as you'll notice, I'm also cheating a little bit, using the backpack as sort of a third leg to help hold him up, because yeah, it's just very back heavy. I thought maybe doing in some like action poses like this, it might be a little bit better to counterbalance the weight a little bit rather than trying to stand up perfectly straight, but no, not really. Still has some trouble standing up. So if you're not putting this up on action base, at least that backpack can serve as a little bit of a helpful hand there to help you have it standing up. And it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too much like you're just using the backpack to help it stand up, honestly, so it's kind of okay. But anyway, it's another great addition in the line. I think, once again, a lot of fantastic detail around on this kit. Once everything's all like sanded up, prepped, painted, and everything, all the seam lines removed, of course, and all that, it's gonna look really nice. I mean, just even if you didn't adjust any of the details, adding any details, or changing any proportions or anything, just fix it up, paint it up, it's gonna look nice, just all the details that you got on there. So that's pretty cool. Of course, you do have some like ugly spaces, like the inside of the backpack part there, these hollow spaces like that looking kind of ugly, and certain things like that. But again, for a kit, an HG kit that's over 20 years old, not too bad looking a kit, I've got to say. But that is just about going to do it here, guys, for my series of reviews on these classic HG G-Unit kits. Let me know what you think down below. Did you enjoy the reviews? Are you happy to see some old kits getting reviewed as well? I'm sorry I didn't review the Geminas as well. I don't know if any of you guys were hoping that I would also review that, but with the new HG P-Bandai version of the Geminas out, I figure if any of you guys want an HG Geminas, you're probably going to want to go for that one, even though you can get a sense of what the older one is like just based on these kits. Definitely going to be worth that extra P-Bandai price, I think, for the new one. But, if you really want to save some money, or you just really want to challenge yourself a little bit, then maybe go for the older one. But as you can see, these older kits aren't great, but they definitely have a lot of potential there. They're really cool designs. They do have a good amount of surface detail on them, which is nice. So, putting in some love on these, painting them up, I think you've got some pretty nice kits here. And again, considering that these are from 1997, definitely not a bad line of kits to check out if you're a fan of Gundam Wing, or even if you're not that big into Gundam Wing, because these really aren't that similar to Gundam Wing designs, I don't think, really, but they're pretty unique designs. And I guess especially if you're a fan of Gundam Wing, then you might enjoy the whole side story aspect to that. But either way, these are definitely some older kits that don't deserve to go onto the scrap heap quite yet. I think there's still a lot of potential in these to make some really great builds if you put in the time and effort needed for them. So that is going to be it for now, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Which one is your favorite out of the series, and which one would you like to see coming up next? If Bandai does do any more like new HG remakes of these, which one would you like to see next? And if any of you guys have done some nice painted builds of any of these kits, share them around online using that G Season hashtag so that we can find them, because I want to check out what you guys have done with these kits, and that way everyone else can also find them as well using that hashtag. So check it out, see what other people have done with these, get some ideas, and pick some up for yourself if you're interested. So as always, thank you again to USA Gundam Store for their support, guys. Check the link in the video description to the USA Gundam Store site. Use my coupon code there to save 10%. And until next time, guys, hope you're having a great day. Bye bye.